What's up, y'all?
Oh my gosh, you guys. My husband is in here showing out, you guys. He in here doing stuff. He in here making me proud. I cannot believe it.
You guys like that?
Job. He did so good, you guys. He did that. Thank you so much, Deacon Ruben, for training him. You did good.
Yes,
you did good,
Thank
Deacon
you.
Ruben. You're just over here making his dreams come true. Great job.
Yeah. So what we got to try to figure out to do is not look at the screen, but look at the camera.
Yeah.
So anyway, happy Coffee Day Monday, y'all.
Happy Coffee Day Monday. Happy Coffee Date Monday.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So did you guys like that? We were really, really trying to work on that for a long time.
When he says we, he's really talking about him.
Yeah.
He's really, yes, Tai Tai. I'm proud of him too. Tai Tai says she's proud of you.
Thanks,
I'm
sis.
proud of him too, Tai Tai. He did that. Out of all the weeks of me just talking bad about him and talking about us being late and the technical difficulties, like he actually got it
You
together.
like that, man?
He did
Are
good.
you proud? Did you like that?
I am really proud. I'm
You
really
like that?
proud of you.
Did you like the intro though? Did you see the intro?
You guys, he did an intro. Like he did that on his own. I'm so proud of him.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty cool, you guys. So anyway, hopefully today's gonna go great.
Yeah, so far so good, babe. Good job. Way to go. Well, thank you guys so much for coming and chopping it up with us. Happy Coffee Date Monday.
Coffee Date Monday.
Yes. Yeah, Thailand, he's getting fancy. Thailand said you're getting fancy.
I know.
Yeah. So today we're talking about the art of acknowledgement. Now, some of you guys may not know what that means. Like, what's the art of acknowledgement? Like, what exactly does that mean? It's acknowledgement. So,
let's acknowledge each other.
Oh yeah, let's acknowledge each other.
But before we get in, just dive into it. Let's walk into it. Okay?
Second cup of coffee, so I'm like, let's go.
So, you guys, first of all, I don't know if you can tell, you can see, but I busted a blood vessel in my eye, and it looks
probably from lifting weights, right?
Terrible.
Just lifting the world in weights.
No, not at all.
Just out there in the garage, pumping iron, you guys.
Would it probably because with my new medicine, the blood thinners, it's allergy season, so I probably sneezed really hard, and sometimes it creates a blood vessel, a blood vessel in your eye, and it doesn't hurt, it doesn't feel anything, it just looks bad. So if you guys are looking at me going, I wonder what's going on,
I'm just letting them know in advance.
I'm letting them know in advance. So, and I don't have any contacts on, so I can't see anything. Like right now, once again, I'm looking at the screen. I need to be looking at the camera.
And are you trying not to do the old man squint and go like that?
Yeah, I can't see nothing. And the cool part about it is I do have glasses. But what people don't realize when they're doing live stuff, and I'll show you, I'll put glasses on, but do you see the light in my glare? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't like the glasses.
So I'd have to be like this all the time. Yeah, yeah. Now,
don't they sell like non-glare glasses? Don't they sell glasses?
Yeah, they help with that, but it's still just a fact. Most people, lighting companies or professional companies will use real lights that will be up high, and it doesn't mess with your glasses up too much. So anyway, I don't even know what you guys are saying. So you can.
Thailand said she didn't notice your eye until you said something.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. That's a good thing. Now we can actually watch you guys on the screen. If I switch over to the screen, I can literally see on Facebook if we want to watch the Facebook. But we're not.
You're fancy. You are fancy. Dude, you are making moves.
I did it. I did that. And just speaking of the art of acknowledgement, that's your time to acknowledge again what I just did.
You did a great job. You learned that and you did that. How many days ago did you learn this? Only a couple of days ago.
Yeah. So
and
she acknowledged what I just said, or what I just did. So we're going to talk about the art of acknowledgement.
Art of acknowledgement.
And this is something that I know it sounds really weird, but this is very critical, very important for people when you are communicating with each other.
Yeah, so last week what we talked about, last week felt so long ago. What did we talk about last week? Did we talk about handling challenges? What did we talk about?
We were talking about some.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I think we did. We talked about working through challenges, and that's when we were talking about the stain on the carpet and all that. Remember? That's what we talked about. So, you guys, I'm telling you, a lot happens in our life in 1 week. Oh, conflict resolution. That's what
conflict, man. You guys are the ball.
Ariel gets an A. She's like an
A for Ariel.
She's an A student. Yeah. So last week we talked about
conflict resolution.
Yeah, and I think we called it conflict management or something like that. Uh, and so this is kind of like a second piece to that conflict management part, because this is really important in conflict management and working your way and journeying through in a healthy way through conflicts and obstacles and stuff like that. Acknowledgement is super important, and so one of the things that we've learned in our relationship is how important acknowledgement is. And I think it would be probably best if we give some examples, right?
Yeah, sure, honey. So, acknowledging. I wish I could have just pulled out my phone and told you what the word acknowledge means. But acknowledgement, what we're talking about acknowledgement is not just the fact of responding to what somebody feels or says, but to, I was about to say, acknowledge.
To acknowledge
what somebody said.
I feel like in the relationship, it's one of the things that's the most important in communication is letting the other person know that you hear them. You know, like a lot of times we feel like we're talking. Okay, I'm going to speak for myself. A lot of times I feel like I'm talking and I'm saying a lot, but because my husband is more of a headlines person, he's like, just tell me the headlines. Just tell me exactly what you're trying to say and what you want. But I want to give him details. I want to tell him what color it was. I want to tell him the reason why I picked it. I want to tell him, but he checks out after a certain period of time. So a lot of times when I'm communicating with him, one of the things that's important to me is that he's listening to me, that he's actually hearing me. And so acknowledgement is a part of active listening. We learned about active listening in school, about when you do active listening, somebody's talking to you and you say, mm-hmm. Or you might repeat one of their words. Like maybe they'll say, do you know what I mean? And you'll say, yes, I know what you mean. Those are active listening skills, right? And so acknowledgement is just kind of like a form of active listening. So acknowledgement, like if he says something, I'll say, okay, I'm acknowledging your feelings. Okay, what you're telling me is you feel this way. What I hear you saying is la 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 la. And that way the other person is knowing that you're listening to them because you just acknowledged what they said, right? So that's more of like a surface definition of acknowledgement.
It goes much deeper than that because my wife said, kind of said something very, very profound. Is that women are in the detail.
Yeah.
And once again, in this world, don't cancel us right now because I'm not saying anything. But
cancel culture, don't cancel us.
Don't cancel us because I'm saying this. But traditionally, women are detailed. Traditionally, not all women are, but a lot of women. Most women are detailed. Men, we want the headlines. Mm-hmm. And if you just give us the headlines, that's all we need to know. Yeah. We don't want to know anything else. But women, they won't even give you the title of the message.
Until we get through the details.
They won't tell you the name of the story or what movie you're going to. And they're not even going to tell you tell you who's in the story. They're going to give you detail by detail by detail. And you, as a man, you're sitting there going, oh my gosh, just get on with it. Because I don't need to hear all that to get it. Yeah. And it's weird because I can get it in the title. Mm-hmm. I can get it in the title. But for some reason, the way the makeup of a lot of men's minds are, I get it in the title, but women look at a man and go, you don't get it. Mm-hmm. They're like, I'm trying to explain to you the details so that you can get it. And a man's going, I already got it. And then this is where the problem happens, because at that point, for men, most of us, we turn our ears off and we stop listening. And there's a difference between hearing somebody and listening to somebody. Mm-hmm. Now, just to be transparent.
Mm-hmm. Be transparent. You're always
transparent.
You're always transparent.
Like dealing with Kai and I, there's one thing that she's really helped me out with, and it's taken me probably about a day or two. Over 17 years.
Yeah.
I know this. I knew this whole thing that we're talking about, but just as of late, I've realized that I haven't been acknowledging her and what she says and what she feels. Now, just because I'm a headlines guy does not mean or exempt me from listening to the details. You guys understand?
He needs to listen to the details, you guys.
There has to be some compromise, because I don't want to sit down and listen for 20 minutes. Something you can tell me in 2 minutes. But the compromise is that as a husband,
yeah,
I need to make sure I am not just hearing my wife. Come on, you guys, because a lot of times we hear our wives because they always yapping. I'm sorry. Did I come out of my mouth?
He just went there.
Wow. They're always talking.
Yikes!
But we're not really, honestly, men. We're not really listening. And if we just listen, if we become really good listeners, we'll know what our wife's saying. That's why the Bible tells us that. Here I go with the pastor thing again. I'm sorry, but you know what? You not slow to speak, but you have to show patience.
Yep, patience. You know, there was this movie.
Hold on. You go ahead and tell me about it.
There was this movie. I'm trying to remember the name of the movie. When Jennifer Hudson was singing that song, and you, is that called Cadillac Records?
And you gonna love me.
That wasn't Cadillac Records. It was Dreamgirls.
Yeah.
It was a song called Patience. Patience. Patience is important, okay? Because sometimes you can learn something new, just like Ariel said. Ariel said sometimes when you take the time to listen, you can learn something new. A lot of times, people make decisions and really like quick decisions based off the headlines. But it's not until you find out the details and the backstory that sometimes you're super thankful that you took the time to listen to the details and you didn't make a quick decision based off the headlines. Because something can always be different than what it appears. We all know that, right? So details are important. Anyway, so acknowledgement. So one of the things that is super important to me and important to John is that we hear one another. So this gets a little bit difficult when we're having times of that we're not agreeing about something. Disagreements, yeah. Disagreements, it gets hard sometimes because sometimes somebody can mistake an acknowledgement as a, okay, you're right. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like, if he says, what you said was wrong and you messed that up, right? So if I say, okay, I hear what you're saying, I might think that he's mistaking me to be saying he's right, when I'm like, no, he's not right. I'm just trying to acknowledge that I heard what you're saying. So sometimes giving an acknowledgement is hard because you kind of don't want to, because you don't want to try to tell that person that you're agreeing with what they're saying, because maybe you don't agree with what they're saying, and you're trying to let them know you have a different stance on it, or you have a different opinion on it. But at the same time, you want to practice your active listening and acknowledge what they're saying. But people like me, I'll go on and on and on, and I'll rephrase it in different ways until I get an acknowledgement, because I'm trying to figure out if you're tracking with me.
And then you know,
like, are you understanding?
And then I'm like,
but wait a minute, get me?
I don't know.
Like, are you following?
Right.
me?
I'm like, where are we at? You said it 5 times.
Yeah.
You said it 5 times, 10 different ways.
Right.
And I'm confused now. And then how can I acknowledge 6 different ways of saying something that don't even go together for me because it didn't add up to the headline?
It's true. And the thing is that he would get super frustrated with me saying things over and over again in different ways. And it wasn't until I finally figured out how to articulate the fact that I'm just looking for you to acknowledge what I'm saying. Do you understand what I'm saying?
And it's too late by then.
By that time, he's already frustrated and irritated that I just said it 10 different ways with, 1,300 different expressions in body language. Like, he's fed up. He's done. He's done talking. And now I'm irritated, when all I was really wanting in the end was just an acknowledgement that you hear me and that you understand what I'm saying. Not that you agree with what I'm saying, but do you understand what I'm trying to say? And I feel like if we learn how to give a little bit more better active listening skills and give more acknowledgement, I feel like a lot of the disagreements, we can cut to the chase and get to the core of the issue without frustrating the issue with
way too many words if we just start acknowledging one another. Like, okay, yes, I hear you and I understand exactly what you're saying. Boom, now, awesome. You understand what I'm saying? Awesome. Now we can move on to the next point.
But here's the issue at hand. So when Kaya, I'm gonna use this for instance, when Kaya's telling me how she feels, what happens sometimes with people is you want to give a false acknowledgement to what somebody says just so you can keep them to shut up.
Because hey, wait, what's a false acknowledgement? It's like a little surface just throwing
a surface out. I understand, but
okay.
So like somebody, so what they say is basically, you know, I don't want you to do this anymore. When you do this to me, I don't like it, John. Mm-hmm. And then I would go, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that I was doing that. Mm-hmm. That's the right way to communicate. Mm-hmm. But what we'll end up doing is we make
surface
level. No. We make excuses for what the person did. So for instance, John, I don't like when you did that. It makes me feel bad when you do that. You know, when you put my shoes left to right, I don't like when you do that in the closet. I don't like that. Those are like some of the stuff we fight about. So then I would look and I say, okay, I understand. I hear what you're saying. I won't do that. That's the proper way to do it. But what you end up doing is going, listen, I hear you about your shoes, but do you understand that it bothers me when I see your shoes like that? So what I just did was make her feel like that her feelings didn't matter, that they were lower than my feelings and what I felt.
I think that's the important part.
That is the important part of effective communication, alleviates all confusion.
Yeah.
So when Kaya basically said, John, you know I don't like you doing my shoes like that in the closet. I've told you before, and when you don't do what I ask, or if you're doing that way, it makes me feel some kind of way. Mm-hmm. The proper thing for me to do is to first show her that I hear. I say, you know what, Kaya, you know what, I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. I acknowledge what you're saying. Now it doesn't mean that I agree with what I'm doing with the shoes, but I have to acknowledge her feelings.
Her feelings, yeah.
And then we also have to understand too is, in these cases, for me, it's like you have to prefer one another over ourselves. Mm-hmm. So at those points, it's like, I hear you, so I need to acknowledge her. I acknowledge, and listen, acknowledgement doesn't stop when you say it. Acknowledgement is, I say it, then I do it. Mm-hmm. There's a difference. Because so many people love to open up their mouths and acknowledge about something. Like, you know, when people say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you, break your heart. You've acknowledged.
And then they go back
and do it again.
The same thing.
No, we want an apology. So when somebody apologizes, basically this means I acknowledge that I've done wrong to you, that I've hurt your feelings, that I've made you feel uncomfortable, and that won't happen again.
And I just feel like this is particularly important when we're so different, because there's certain things, you guys, like I'm going to put our business out there because he always puts our business out there. So now it's my turn. Now I'm going to put our business out there. Okay. Like there's certain things that affect one another. Like, but the other one thinks it's just silly. Like, it's just like, why are you irritated by that? Like, what's the big deal? Okay. I'm going to tell you guys about one of the biggest arguments that we've had. One of the biggest arguments we had, and I didn't get it. Like, I totally didn't get it, okay? You guys, it was the kids' baby teeth.
Baby teeth.
Okay, so I'm not sure if anybody else on here that's rocking with us right now have a thing with the baby's teeth, okay? But I didn't realize that this guy was really serious about our kids' baby teeth. Like, he was saving them. And I didn't know why he was saving them, okay? So... And because we didn't have a prior conversation about the baby teeth, I didn't realize how important this was for him and how detrimental it would be to him when I threw them away. I didn't get it. Okay, so so this is going to be the perfect example of how acknowledgement is super important. Now, to me, the baby teeth are not important. Let me tell you why. Because I got pictures of them with the baby teeth in their mouth. Like, what am I going to save the teeth and do? Like, create a mannequin and put the baby teeth in this little fake little baby head. Like, I didn't know what the end goal was with the baby teeth. Not a clue.
Right now, people are putting like the little what I'm thinking thing right now.
Yeah.
Like right
now,
now,
okay. So
right,
maybe some other people are super serious about their kids' baby teeth. Like, please shed some light, because you guys, I was so clueless, right? So I was on one of my cleaning fits, y'all. Guess what I do? I find a little, one of those little old school, how we used to buy the cubic zirconian studs, and they come in those little plastic case, and it has like a clear top, and so you open it up. So anyway, I open up one of those, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's like 12 baby teeth in here. That's gross. So what do? I throw it away. No big deal.
Mind you, it wasn't.
No big deal.
Mind you, it wasn't sitting out somewhere.
It wasn't.
It was sitting in my dresser.
It was.
In my dresser.
It was.
In my dresser. In my dresser.
This is true.
Mine.
I'm not even.
In my dresser.
I'm not even gonna protest that. It's true. It was, and I just felt like, oh my gosh, there's a collection of baby teeth in here. So I proceeded to throw them away. Now, I didn't even say anything to him.
My baby's baby teeth.
Yeah, and you know what, guys? I didn't even say anything to him because I didn't know it was important. Like, I didn't know. Like,
and guess how I found out? Because Heaven got lost one of her teeth, helped her pull it out.
And I guess he went looking for the collection.
I went coming in to put the tooth in, and I couldn't find the box. So then I'm looking around like, where the heck is the baby teeth?
Let me tell you, I had so many problems with this whole baby teeth collection thing going. It was layered. Because first of all, how do you know whose is whose? Judah and Heaven, they in there in the same?
I still got them. No, I got Judah's and I got Heaven's. But this was Heaven because she's the baby. So I was putting her teeth in one, and then I still have, it might be right in there right now. I might have hated just giving it to her. I have a little plastic tooth with her baby teeth in it. So he
started the collection back up, and I promise I will not touch it because.
Well, we ain't even finished the story.
Yeah, I gotta tell you guys the story.
Because she literally, I go and I'm trying to figure out. I'm like, Kaya, where the heck are the baby teeth? Because I know I didn't pull them out. I'm on asking the kid, Judah, what have you seen a little box of baby teeth?
It was strange.
Judah just looked at me like, no, and Heaven's like, because. You know me, I got plans. I had plans for them baby teeth. It was a strange
discovery.
I had plans for those baby teeth.
So I
might have made a necklace or something out of them. Something.
It was a strange discovery, you guys. So once I discovered it, I threw it away. Okay, because it was weird. No, I didn't tell him about it. And so once one of the babies lost their baby tooth again, he goes looking for it, and that's when the argument started. So as he's saying, "Hey, do you know what happened to the baby teeth?" And I said, yeah, I threw it away. I found it, I threw it away. And then I just walked off and went about my business. And he was standing there, you guys, standing there. And it wasn't until I looked back and I'm looking at him and he's looking like somebody just slapped him in the face. And I'm thinking, what? I threw it away. What's the big deal? He was flabbergasted. So he was like you threw them away. I'm like, yeah, I threw them away. It was a collection. It was weird. It was like they were all in there touching each other. It was just weird. Like all the teeth was in there. And he was irritated. And so what did I do? I started laughing. I laughed like on accident. Like, I mean, it wasn't like I was like, ha ha, I threw it away. It was like I was laughing because I thought I kind of thought it was a joke. Like he was acting like it was a big deal.
Like it was a joke?
Well, now I know it's not a joke. Now I know it was really seriously. But at the time, I thought, oh, he's so silly. He's trying to make it seem like a big deal, but it's not really a big deal. So I thought he was like, being silly, like being funny. And so I'm laughing, and I'm like, John, yes, I threw his teeth away. La, la, la. And he was like,
was
mad.
I was hurt.
He was so mad.
I was hurt.
Yeah. And like he shut down for a little bit because like he couldn't go there.
Y'all don't even understand.
Yeah.
First of all, I was hurt at the fact that my kids' baby teeth were gone. And then I was hurt that she would throw that stuff away. Had nothing to do with her. She didn't even consider what I was doing with them. It was just basically for her. Because you guys don't know Kaya. When Kaya is on this little fit stuff that happens to her, and I mean she has fit. She does cleaning fits, and she likes to throw stuff away. Mind you, she don't throw her stuff away. She want to throw my stuff away.
I
And
throw everybody's
she, no,
stuff
no,
away.
that's a lie. I will take you, and all her stuff will be there. She'll put everything in the room. She'll put it all away, and then she'll go into my stuff, and she'll just, next thing I'm like, why are my pants in the garbage? Why is my games? Why are my games on my Xbox in the garbage?
Let me tell you, guys.
And she does it. She's done it to the kids.
She's
done it to me.
I threw a whole Xbox console away. I didn't know it was an Xbox console. I was just like, what is this random?
No, it wasn't. It's once again.
I was
It
like,
wasn't.
what is this random
It
mechanic
wasn't
device?
hers.
And I
It
threw
wasn't
it away.
hers, and she threw it in the garbage. It was years ago. So now,
I got tired of seeing it.
mind you, through all these years, I'm mad. I'm angry about her throwing stuff away. But I just figure out there's something wrong with her.
Something's wrong with
She
her.
has some issue of doing stuff. But then you know what? To this day, I really believe, honestly, to this day, this is something that me and Jesus got to come to grips with. My wife threw them teeth away on purpose.
I did not do.
She did it on purpose.
Listen, you guys, I did not throw the baby teeth away to hurt him. I threw the baby teeth away because I thought it was silly. Like, this is so silly.
It wasn't hers. They weren't in her drawer. They weren't under her pillow. They weren't anywhere. They weren't in her purse, in her closet. It was in my dresser drawer.
That's true. They were, and I thought it was so silly. So,
And it's why it was silly because it wasn't hers.
you guys, I'm laughing because I remember being so in the dark about the seriousness of the situation. Like,
She still don't get it.
I was
She
so
don't
in the dark.
get it.
So what happened was, you guys, I didn't give an acknowledgement. I didn't acknowledge his feelings. I didn't, because it took a while for me to really kind of wrap my head and mind around the fact that this was something that was really important to him. I don't know exactly what he was going to do. Like, I don't know if it was going to be a necklace. I don't know. But the problem was, you guys, I didn't give him an acknowledgement.
She still hasn't.
I feel like I have. I didn't give him an acknowledgement. So this whole time I'm laughing and I'm asking these questions like, so what were you going to do with it? Were you going to make like a mannequin? Like, were you going to make like a... And so as I'm thinking of these ideas of what he's going to do, I'm making myself laugh because I'm picturing a tooth necklace. Like, it was so funny to me. And so as I'm laughing, he's getting more and more upset. And then I finally realized, okay, dude, this is important to him. And this was something that was very serious. And he took it as a sign of disrespect. Like, I just disrespected him by, like, you know. And then finally it's like, oh, I need to acknowledge how he feels. I need to acknowledge that this was something that was important to him. Like, man, babe, I am sorry for not realizing that that was something that was important to you. Bear, I am sorry. I am sorry for not realizing.
See, look at her. Look at her.
You guys, it was the funniest thing. Like, it still tickles me to my core. Like, like, he was so upset because there's no get backs on that.
There is no get back.
That's it. The baby teeth are gone forever, and there's no way he can restart the collection. So, like, the collection is ruined.
It's gone. It's gone.
And so he was so irritated because
Still.
there was no way that I could fix it. So, of course, now I wish that I would have went to him and said, hey, babe, I found this weird collection of baby teeth. I want to throw it away. What do you think? That's what I should have done. But I didn't know, because we didn't talk about it. Like, he never said, hey, the kid's baby teeth are important to me and I want to save them forever. Like, he never said that. So I didn't know.
After she threw them out, and then after she laughed, and after all this other stuff she did, and you guys got to understand that if you guys know me as your pastor, as a man of God, it took the Holy Ghost to hold me back.
He was mad.
I was fit to be tied.
He was really mad.
And she's laughing at me.
Yeah.
So I mean, that really messes with a man's mind psyche.
I was.
Let alone my kid's baby teeth is gone.
They're gone forever.
And matter of fact, it wasn't like I could go into the garbage and just look. She's like, I threw them away 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Yeah.
We discovered it. Yeah.
So, anyway, She, I said something to her. I said it didn't matter about where they were at. You shouldn't have thrown them away. I wanted to do. It doesn't matter what you think I should have done, but you should have done something with them. And what you know how she responded? The way she's been laughing this whole time through the story. She never acknowledged
trying
the
to get
fact.
it together, y'all.
She never acknowledged the fact that I was hurt. Acknowledged the fact that she should have never done it. She never acknowledged that till this day.
I just did. Honestly, I believe that I did acknowledge him. I did finally, because when we finally started talking again, because you guys, he shut down on me. Like, he was mad. Like, he was literally like, and I think I had never seen him that upset. And it was like, so I kept thinking he was going to say, oh, I'm just kidding. Like, he was really serious. Yeah, he was really serious. And so it took a second for me to realize, dude, this is serious. Like, he's really, really mad.
Inconsiderate.
He's not. So,
So you guys have to know that I literally hold on to things. So I hold on to stuff. So like stuff for my kids, I gotta hide, like literally hide somewhere, so she can't get to. So she'll want to throw it away. All he has to do
is tell me it's important to him.
It don't matter because she never acknowledged that whole factor before.
Yes, Ariel, he is still mad. We're still working through it. And so this is definitely one of those examples where acknowledgement could have went a long way, because he was really hurt, and me laughing was the wrong response. Me making jokes about what the collection was actually going to be in the end, totally wrong. It should have been, I am sorry. I am sorry. Babe, I am so sorry for not. First of all, it was in your drawer. It was in his drawer. It was not bothering me. It wasn't bothering me until I discovered it, and I was like, "What in the? This is the weirdest thing." So the acknowledgement should have been, "Man, I am so sorry. First of all, that was in your drawer. It's your stuff. I would have asked you about it. Anything like." And acknowledging the fact that that was something that was important to him. I didn't get it, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that I didn't get it. It was important to him. And so if it's important to him, it should be important to me. And so now I know that, even though, I mean, it still tickles me. I still can't stop laughing. But the seriousness of it, I understand now. I just didn't know. And I had never seen that side of him. Like, never seen him so upset. And so he felt so disrespected. And I was like, wow, like,
Betrayed.
It just didn't add up to me. And so that's when acknowledgement can be hard, because we think, oh, that's so silly. Like, that doesn't need an acknowledgement. It's just so silly. That's just so strange. Like, whatever. It's not even a big deal. But if it's a big deal to him, it should be a big deal to me. And that's the same for all of us. Yeah, I'm trying, Ariel. She said, stop laughing. I'm trying my best. So like, because it's important to him, it should have been important to me. And I shouldn't have just discounted it like that. I mean, even though I really did think he was going to say he's just kidding, but he never did. Yeah. Now, of course, I wouldn't do that. I still get my little cleaning fits, and I do throw stuff away. I do. I still do that. But I try my best. I promised to not throw away any more baby teeth if I find them. But I still do get my little cleaning fits. And I start throwing stuff away, and it just makes me feel good. I'm like, it's just me and the Holy Spirit just purging. Just
other people's stuff.
Yeah, just pruning. It's the pruning season. You start throwing stuff away around.
Not her stuff. My stuff.
So, yeah. So, that was a perfect example of how acknowledgement can go a long way. I am so sorry that because it's not something that's important to me, I failed to see that. And, man, if I knew then what I know now, it could have been a whole lot different. Yeah, it could have been a whole lot different. There's so many things in our marriage would have been, if we knew then what we know now, like, so different. But I'm just so thankful that he forgave me. He forgave me, and we were able to move on. We were able to move on. And we are in a better place. Thank you, Jesus. But acknowledgement is important.
Either way it goes, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't get no acknowledgement, but I do have to share that the one thing that this young lady here gets away with is because she's so pretty.
Aww. Babe, you can't be loving me from the outside surface because all this stuff changed. The Bible says that beauty is fleeting. Like it's I'm losing it every day.
Don't trust me about it.
Hair falling out, it's turning gray.
Still.
Thank you, babe. I love you.
But yeah. So I mean, as we learned today, we joked about it and kind of shared some. She wanted to be very transparent.
Yeah, because I'm very sorry. I am very sorry that I did that.
At my expense. But it's okay.
That was
I'm
a
fine.
very costly mistake that I did. Very costly.
I'm fine. I'm okay. But the key thing is to communicate effectively. You have to make sure that you listen closely. You hear what people are saying.
Yeah.
Okay. You also listen to what they say, and then you acknowledge what they've said. Acknowledging people's feelings is definitely a skill.
Yeah.
That you have to learn, because at the end of the day, when people are telling you how they feel, that's their feelings.
Yeah, and they belong to them.
It's
off limits.
Now, don't get me wrong. Especially this is the time and age of the feelings. People goes, well, I feel. This is my truth, and this is I feel, and that's fine. But you know what? There comes a time, and we're talking about couples. Okay, we're talking about couples. With my wife ain't gonna come to me talking about, well, my truth is. I'm like, shut that down. Because first I'll give you the truth, which is the Bible, and the Word of God, and then we'll go from there. So everything supersedes, or the Word supersedes everything else, are your feelings.
Yeah.
But when my wife tells me that I have done something wrong to her, to wrong her, I need to make sure that I'm listening to what she says and acknowledging what she said. It's very important to make sure that great communication alleviates all confusion.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, that whole thing about feelings, and I don't know, maybe we'll talk about that next week, has really saved our marriage, you guys, because you guys remember back in the day when we were kids and we'd play tag? Hold on, he's doing an A and B selection right quick. Okay. Back in the day when we played tag, and we'd make up random places, or maybe it was just me, make up random places and be like,
she's one of those.
Yeah.
She was one of those.
I was one of those that you hate to play tag with, because I'd make up these random bases. It'd be like some random tree.
Every four stops. Every 4 stops is a base.
This is base.
I'm on base.
I'm safe. Base. This is base.
And then make up the rules like, okay, I'm frozen. You can't see me.
Yeah. No tag backs.
Right.
Did we just play tag on our skates the other day? So much fun. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so feelings is like base, right? Feelings is a safe place, because you can say, well, I feel. When you say I feel, you're in a safe place, because nobody can change or tell you how you feel. Like I can't, when John tells me, well, I feel like I feel disrespected when you threw away the big kid's baby teeth. That made me feel disrespected. I can't say, no, you didn't feel that way. I can't tell him he didn't feel that way, because only he can disclaim how he feels, because his feelings belong to him, right? So every time somebody says, I feel, or that should be a safeguard, or it always is with us in our communications. When somebody says, I feel, it's off limits. You can't change how they feel. How somebody feel, they take ownership of their feelings. And so when we stick to talking about how we feel, instead of saying, you did that to do this. Now that's a completely different thing. When he looks at me and say, you did that to hurt me. Now I can challenge that. But when he says, I feel disrespected when you do things like that, now I can't touch that, because he's telling me how he feels. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's a difference between insinuating something of what somebody did. Like you what is the word? Yeah, and if you insinuate or think that somebody's doing, you don't really know that they did. Well, you trying to disrespect me. Yeah.
No, but when you look at somebody and say, no, you hurt my feelings are mine. But my
innuendos or
insinuations.
Yeah, insinuations. Yeah.
Insinuations are different, because people just always
insinuate that you
like for instance, like I was hurt
with the baby teeth.
With the baby teeth, but I also at the same time I looked at her and I was like, you did that on purpose.
That's what, yeah. So he kept saying, you did that on purpose. So I feel like that's why it was taking a while to get an acknowledgement, or me to realize I needed to acknowledge him. Hey, we moved on. I feel like that's what took me a long time to give him an acknowledgement, because he kept telling me that I did it to do something. He's like, you did that to hurt me. He kept saying that. You did that to hurt me. So I couldn't acknowledge that because I know I didn't do that to hurt him. I didn't. I just did it because a lot of other reasons, but not to hurt him. You know, I did it because I wanted to clean something. I did it because I wanted to throw away something. I wanted to purge. And I thought it was weird.
But she didn't want to purge her own stuff.
I'm sure I had finished purging my stuff, so I moved on to yours.
That's a lie.
Anyway, we've
You
moved
are
on.
a lie.
We've grown.
Everything you've
We've
ever
grown
done to me,
through
I've
this.
already done to you.
So the thing is that if we stick to our feelings, we can make a lot. We can get a lot more, make a lot more leeway when we just stick to our feelings and not forecast what we think somebody else is doing or what somebody tried to do, because then that's when it gets sticky, and then there's a bunch of back and forth. One thing, if we can just remember that we own our feelings, and the moment that we make a statement about our feelings, that means it's time to listen, not time to talk. So that definitely helps a lot with conflict management. That helps a lot with getting acknowledgement, because I can easily acknowledge his feelings. When he says, I feel disrespected, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that you feel disrespected. I never wanted to do that.
Amen. So, since she already dug up some fresh wounds,
I dug up a zombie, and hopefully that thing will get back in the ground, because that baby teeth zombie was no joke, y'all. Like, that conflict.
I don't even know what to say.
That conflict was major. Is there anybody on here that's with us that like has a thing about baby teeth? Anybody on here like has a whole thing about baby teeth? I don't know who or why someone would be, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're moving on, so we're not going to talk about it. I've just never been one to, hoard baby teeth. I understand hoarding a lot of things, but baby teeth are just a little different.
Well,
anyway,
that's that, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully you got something out of today's Coffee Date Monday.
Yes.
Or Coffee and Conversations.
Yes, hopefully you got something out of this coffee date circus.
I know one thing we didn't get.
What?
Them teeth back.
We didn't, you guys. The baby teeth are gone forever.
They're gone.
So
look, y'all, we love you. Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
It's Coffee Date Monday with the Butchers.
See y'all next week. Who knows what we're going to talk about?
Who's going to know?
Send us some topics, you guys.
All right. We love you guys. See ya. Bye. Bye.